Something is brewing in New York, and the Knicks may have found their Jokic 2.0 not a moment too soon, because over the last 7 games, Karl-Anthony Towns hasn't just been good, he's transformed the entire identity of this basketball team. The spacing, the playmaking, the pressure he puts on defenses every single possession. It's unlocked a dimension of Knicks basketball that fans haven't seen in decades.
Say how you feel, what your feelings, your idea, and see if it's received. And it was received, so I'm glad that we're not talking about a 2-1, we're talking about us getting ready for the next opponent.
And if this version of Cat is real, the road to the NBA Finals might finally run through Madison Square Garden. During this 7-game Knicks surge, Towns has helped engineer one of the most explosive offenses in basketball, a stretch where New York has averaged over 125 points per game while completely overwhelming opponents offensively and individually. Cat has been doing it all. Over his last 5 games alone, Towns has averaged roughly 17 points, 10 rebounds, and nearly 8 assists per game, including multiple triple-double level performances that completely changed the flow of the Knicks offense. And maybe the most dangerous part of all of this, Karl-Anthony Towns finally looks comfortable, not just comfortable scoring, comfortable leading, comfortable controlling the game. For years, critics questioned whether Cat could truly impact winning at the highest level, whether his numbers translated, whether his style could survive deep playoff basketball, but over this stretch, he's answering those questions in real time. Because what makes this version of Towns so dangerous isn't just the scoring explosions, it's the versatility. One possession, he's bringing the ball up the floor like a guard. The next, he's stretching the defense 30 feet from the basket, forcing centers into impossible decisions. And then suddenly, he's bullying smaller defenders in the post, firing cross-court passes, or creating wide-open looks for Brunson and the Knicks shooters. The offense feels unpredictable now. Defenses can't load up the same way anymore. They can't collapse the paint the same way, and they definitely can't ignore Towns on the perimeter. And maybe for the first time all season, the Knicks don't feel like a team surviving on toughness alone. They look like a modern offensive machine, and Karl-Anthony Towns is right at the center of it. And now comes the real test, because if the Knicks are going to reach the NBA Finals, this version of Karl-Anthony Towns may be the key to surviving a potential matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Why? Because Cleveland presents problems that most teams simply can't solve: the shot creation of Donovan Mitchell, the playmaking and pace control of James Harden, the defensive versatility of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. The Cavaliers can pressure defenses from almost every area of the floor, but what makes Cat so important in this matchup is the pressure he creates. Back, Cleveland's single quotes as frontcourt thrives, protecting the paint and controlling the interior defensively. But Towns changes the geometry of the game completely. If Jarrett Allen follows Cat to the perimeter, the lane opens for Brunson. If Mobley helps to aggressively, Towns can stretch the floor and punish Cleveland from 3. And if the Cavaliers switch smaller defenders onto him, KAT suddenly becomes a mismatched nightmare in the post. But beyond the scoring, it's the playmaking that could decide this series. Because over this recent stretch, Towns has looked far more comfortable operating as the offensive connector New York desperately needed, creating easier looks, forcing defensive rotations, and making the Knicks offense far less predictable. And against a Cleveland defense this disciplined, that unpredictability could become New York's greatest weapon.
Just at the midway point of the second quarter, Towns attacking the rim. How decisive was...
I've always said since the beginning, I'll do whatever it takes to impact winning. And I'm glad that I've been able to do that with this change of role and be able to help our team win. I mean, that's the most important thing, and utilize my talent.